Hey, what's going on, guys? It's No Shoes, and we're back with another Aesop Frock Day. Today, we're going to be reacting to Salt. This was suggested by Ravenous Catalyst, so thank you, Ravenous, for the suggestion. I do have an announcement coming up. Be on the lookout next week for a video that looks out of the usual. Things are changing up on the channel. The type of content I produce primarily is what's going to be changing. I'm very excited, a little bit nervous. I hope you guys will enjoy it, so just keep an eye out. Next week, possibly Friday, is when the video will go up, kind of explaining everything that's going on. So without any further ado, let's get right into it. Let's see what Aesop Rock got to say. Let's see what Salt is all about. Let's get it. Nice.
Severe cold, staring.
Cool. I like that. Kind of like a mysterious little intro, kind of like synth, not really like theremin, but maybe approaching theremin. Some nice little like soft noise, some soft fuzz down in the bottom of that sound. Let's see where it goes from here.
Severe cold, stare at the code. Keep a small circle like a deer in a scope. Let me clear my throat. Pocket full of rocket fuel and pyramid stones. Invoke a spirit from the parallel, appearing as some welcome news to drag you to the shadow realm and back to show and tell it's cool. Promising a future more bedraggled and bedazzled. When it isn't you, it's me. Begin the dagger to the scabbard. Re-snake.
Oh, nice start, man. Really like just a complete flip once we get into the beat. That kind of like soft mysteriousness is replaced by kind of like a brash, slightly abrasive feel. Drums are nice. Got kind of like like analog, organic. Feels like real drums. That like or whatever that is up in the top. Synth again, probably. Really nice brightness, but also kind of like piercing quality. Ace's voice feels a little bit different on this track. It has a very natural quality to it, which generally his vocal does have, but feels like it's a little bit closer to the middle of the instrumental rather than like floating on top of everything. But still, it's very clear and present. Let's dive in a little bit further.
Drag you to the shadow realm and back to show and tell it's cool. Promising a future more bedraggled and bedazzled. When it isn't you, it's me. Begin the dagger to the scabbard. Re-snake tats, place on train tracks. Form like a door to hell, the doorbell plays taps. Born inside a ring of baffled demonologists. A casualty of otherness. What the fuck's an olive branch? Rats as big as cattle set to Babylon convulsing. The home sweet home that sees you as a bag of hostile protein. While I do
That's cool. Demonologist to olive branch. Like, they don't necessarily rhyme, but it's interesting how like olive branch almost kind of like completes the olive of ologist, and then it kind of pushes the scheme forward by bringing us to branch, creating like a branch off point, if you might want to call it.
Babylon convulsing. The home sweet home that sees you as a bag of hostile protein. While I do believe that you believe, you're adding to the magic of the motif, homie. All I hear is that I want a pony. Fuck the police, I'm floating
Yeah.
out with the commissats. Property of
And those keys are a real nice addition. Boom, 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 boom. Da-dum. Boom, and then right back into it. Really fun beat here. Some maybe samples, maybe original. I'm not sure exactly. I've honestly never really looked into Ace's tracks much to, pick apart like how often is he using samples? How often is he using original melodies? Regardless, something to look into at another point.
magic of the motif, homie. All I hear is that I want a pony. Fuck the police, I'm floating out with the commissats. Property of Nada runs on Trompe Le Monde and Otter Pops. Roger that. Cobblestone beyond the common polygraph. His middle fingers wear little safari hats. Chainsaw shape in the house of 1,000 tonics. They're magic if you need a cure for lack of sour vomit. Son, it's not a thing. Everywhere I go, I call to make sure there's a fog machine. Posse up and follow the anomalies.
Okay.
That's a unique wind.
Wow.
Spun a whip out in the snow.
Wow, wild change, man. I just gotta say, one, the drums. It's really cool how they're evolving with the track. A lot of the times even when like I'm producing, you end up throwing together like a 4 bar loop. You use that for most of the track and it just kind of stays the same. Now, this might be within a looped structure. There's definitely some repetition, but it's nice how the drums have those fills in them, kind of lining up with those transition points. Now we come to this section where the drums drop out. Pretty much everything like drops out besides like a main synth lead giving us some atmosphere. Ace's voice comes through much clearer, a lot of reverb on there, kind of making his vocal sound larger. Maybe it's the same volume as it was before, but now with everything else dropped out, it's just so much more clear and present. Something he's definitely done a lot on other tracks. I'm a big fan of that feeling. It gives like this feeling of like you get through this like the muck to like clarity almost.
Whip out in the snow. Really ain't got shit. Your condition is not a condition we know. Maximum effect. Maximum effect. The rats are back and built their own ship. They're backstroking faster than the old ship. A rat's a rat, it scatters. That's like its magic power. The bowing out it when your house is being smashed to powder. Pinging the rubber, located, burning as bacon. Ravens deliver them trick or treat. An eternal damnation. I make disturbing the stasis a game to beat when the mania boils. Even the days when the pavement's keeping his platelets employed. Stole a
Damn, in the push on that flow right there. Really like kind of sliding into just all those little cracks into the beat, really fill in each part of that pocket as much as possible. That is just fantastic, man. A nice evolution to this track.
It's a game to beat when the mania boils. Even the days when the pavement's keeping his platelets employed. Stole a ox on occasion. I go through wands too quickly to name them. Okay, I'll name one. It's the rod of fuck the nonsense. A basic wave and not turn bravado into fondant. We slalom from beyond the wildly oscillating compass. Whether you connect the dots or not is truly not my problem. Familiar with the color of permanent cloud cover, though I've heard there might be others. I'll buy it when it buffers. Until then, I'm drying like this pile of wise and
Yeah, it's very interesting. Like Ace's voice almost like it's not it almost like feels like more vulnerable in a sense. Like his voice is like a little bit like more bare. There's like there's a very interesting feeling on this track that I can't quite put my finger on, but it feels like there's like some like slight more openness, maybe like slightly more raw in a way. I can't quite put my finger on it, but there's something about this. It like really caught me off guard, like in the first few seconds of the track, especially once the verse started, where like got my it felt like my brain almost like reset and he kind of like jumped me back to like factory settings for a minute.
covered, though I've heard there might be others. I'll buy it when it buffers. Until then, I'm drying like this pile of wise and I carumbas in a bubble. Watching dumpster fires multiply in numbers. I know that fear and love and death and pride and romance hold you by your chuckers, though it's unclear what some closure might encompass. Submit to visit symmetry
Damn.
from Civil War and swim ashore. Sob story, same as yours, but a little more. I'm in the alley pacing. I'm skirting curtain call. I make my hospital corners in a circle of salt.
So
That's a unique prayer.
that's cool. Talking about a circle of salt before we get into the end of this. You know, there's he was talking about demons earlier. Maybe this is like a metaphor for, you know, his own personal demons. A lot of Ace's music seems to deal with his mental health and his own battles inside his head. This is Spirit World Field Guide. So then we also got to take into account the, you know, psychedelic portions of this album. And you know, maybe this is less about just those normal demons, but some demon that arose during you know, a trip or whatever it might have been. Very interesting, kind of talking about, you know, the circle of protection there at the end, needing to protect himself from something, whatever that might be. Very, very interesting. I know there's a lot buried in here that we haven't gone over. Y'all know how it is. I don't need to explain it to you guys. Y'all listen to Ace. But really, really cool track, really well done, fun instrumental, like very unique feeling. I can't put my finger on what exactly it is, but there's just something about this track that really caught me off guard, especially after hearing so many other tracks off of this album.
Pretty nervous on the low. Only came up for air. Your condition is not a condition we know.
Beautiful. All right, y'all. And that was Salt from Aesop Rock. Man, y'all just saw that happen. That's embarrassing. Smacked myself in the head with my own headphones. But that was awesome, guys. That was Salt from Aesop Rock. Thank you again to Ravenous Catalyst for the suggestion. I truly appreciate all of your support, all of your suggestions over the period of time that y'all been watching. That was a weird roundabout way to say that. But like I said, there's going to be a new video coming out soon. Next week's going to look a little bit different on the channel than the weeks have been looking for a couple years now at this point. And I'm excited for the change. I'm nervous for it, but I think it's going to be great for me, great for you guys, and hopefully great for all the artists that check out these videos and might need some help finding some direction or learning some new things. So much love to everybody in the No Shoes gang. Don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe, and hit that bell, and I will see you all next time.